my daughter was a little more forgiving than my son. She was talking to me, and she actually even came and see me a couple times in the sober living house. And you know, life was pretty good. And I kept asking her, have you talked to your brother? Have you told your brother how good I'm doing? She said, Mom, it's just a matter of time before you mess up again. And I was doing the deal. You know, I was doing everything that was suggested of me. I was doing step work. I had a sponsor. I'm at a meeting one night at Traditions Clubhouse, and every time anybody walked in that was new, we would always try to pick what we thought their drug of choice was and if they were married or single. And one of my girlfriends said, well, that's a tall, good-looking drink of water. And I turned around and I said, that's not a drink of water, that's my baby. And it was my son. And he said, and I said, what are you doing? Now, I told you I had periods of sobriety. And my kids loved 12-step meetings, because when they were little and we would go to 12-step meetings, they knew Mom was doing good. You know, if we were at a meeting, Mom was doing the right thing. So JD said, well, I haven't been to a meeting in a while, and I just thought I'd take one in. So we kind of laughed, and, you know, he sat through the meeting, and then afterwards, he said, Mom, I need to talk to you about something. So we went outside, and he said, I wrote a book. You're not very favorable in the book, but I thought you would be dead. So the book is going to be published next week, but if you want me to cancel it, I will. And I said, will it help you heal? Will it help you forgive me? And he said, I think it will. And I won't cuss in church, but my exact words were, publish the effing book. So the book got published, and you know, he didn't really talk to me anymore. I thought, you know, I kind of thought maybe because the book got published, we were kind of mending, but you know, I was wrong. When I read the book, there's a line in the book, my mother, a woman I wished I'd never met. It was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. So at this time, I'm now working as a caregiver, not a nurse, but I'm a caregiver for elderly. And I'm taking care of this elderly woman, and I get a call from my daughter. And she says, Mom, JD's book made it to the bestseller list, and he's flying us all out to New York. And I said, is he flying me? And she said, no, Mom, he doesn't want you there. Now, I have to be honest with you. If anybody in here is in recovery, you know, whenever you get hurt like that, the first thing you think, or the first thing I think, is, man, I might as well just get high. What am I doing all this for? But I had some tools. And I called my sponsor, and I said, they're having a big party in New York, and I'm not invited. And she said, this may be as good as it ever gets. This may be as much as you ever get him back. Are you going to use behind it? And I said, no, I'm not. And the next few months of my life are really a whirlwind. I get a call from JD that they're going to make the book into a movie, and I'm going to be portrayed in the movie. Before I got clean and sober, I used to pray for two things early in recovery. Number one, peace of mind. I wanted to lose the obsession to use drugs, because literally at the end of my addiction, it's all I thought about was getting one more. And I wanted to be the best mom and grandma to adult kids that I could possibly be. And so I get a call from Ron Howard, and he says, and please don't clap for this, he says, Beverly, Amy Adams is going to pay you in the movie, is going to play you in the movie, and we want to pay you $12,000. And I said, you want to tell the whole world I'm a drug addict whore for $12,000? Click. So then I get a call from JD, who says, sorry, Pastor, I didn't mean to cuss. So I get a call from JD who says, Mom, please tell me you didn't just hang up on Ron Howard. And I said, do you know what they offered me? And he said, I have no idea. I don't have anything to do with that. And I said, they offered me $12,000. And he said, wow. My addicted mom would have taken that money and ran. My recovery mom fights for what she believes in, and she knows that's not right.